It's time now for the Peter Chill 11 o'clock news on this May 25th, 2015. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins here. 11 o'clock news at 9 there. And our top story at 11 o'clock here on this Monday night is tornadoes and dangerous thunderstorms menace Texas and Oklahoma on Monday, while rescuers search for 12 people, including at least 3 young children still missing from the historic flooding over the weekend. President Obama paid tribute to American troops who lost their lives in Iraq, Afghanistan, and the nation's other wars during this Memorial Day of 2015. A tornado ran throughout the city on the U.S.-Mexico border, destroying homes, flinging cars like matchsticks, and ripping an infant away from its mother. Trying to see where Comcast failed, Charter Communications has struck a deal to buy Time Warner Cable, an acquisition that would create a powerhouse in the consolidated American cable and broadband industry. In Taipei, Taiwan President Ma Ying-jeou laid out a plan Tuesday to ease tensions in a vast, resource-rich Asian ocean where China has chafed against its neighbors by expanding islets with landfill sulfides claims into the region. In Gilgit, Malaysia, the more than 3,000 migrants from Bangladesh and Myanmar who recently landed in Indonesia and Malaysia ended weeks of a nightmare at a sea only to fall into an administrative limbo that could last years, even decades. New Delhi, standing before India on the first anniversary of the swearing-in, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday gave a speech that was notable for the subjects of avoided large-scale job creation. Washington, Cleveland has reached a settlement with the U.S. Justice Department over what federal forces said was a pattern of unconstitutional police and an excessive use of force, the New York Times reported on Monday. The Treasury yield curve flooded the 4th day before. Data this week may signal the U.S. economy is strong enough to handle the highest risk rates, which could be higher. In Singapore, U.S. crude was steady early on Tuesday as firm demand supported prices, and impulse supply dragged as robust demand in Asia, as well as from the driving season of the United States, as being met by near record output, especially from Malaysia Airlines is nearly finished with its tough restructuring plan, which will include cutting about 1/3 of its workforce in its effort to recover after 2 plane tragedies last year. In Quito, a volcano on Galapagos Islands has erupted for the first time in more than 30 years, sending streams of lava flowing down its slopes. In Winnipeg, Canadian health authorities are investigating after 34 people became sick with salmonella infections after contact with live baby poultry, the country's public health agency said on Monday. Alright, take a look at New England Insulars here at 11:03. A motorcycle rider was airlifted from Ware to Bay State Medical Center in Springfield after the bike struck a utility pole Monday afternoon. And in Springfield, Massachusetts, brush fire. Fire department was put on to do a brush fire at Emerson White Park. Peter Chill News time, 11:03 p.m. on this late Monday night, May 25th, 2015, at 10 after a traffic report here. Smooth sailing highways, byways, New England here, and mass bike intersection with 293, 95 Auburn, a little slow, but otherwise, smooth sailing commuter on this late Monday night. And on the MBTA, ferry system is looking good, commuter rail, and the subway systems are looking good. Peter Chill News time. It's 11:04 p.m. and it is time now for a weather report here. Current conditions here in North Massachusetts at 11:04 p.m. 63 degrees at temperature with fair skies. Humidity 76%. Wind speed southwest 12. Gusts at 17 miles an hour. Barometer 3.19 inches. Super about 55 degrees at a visibility of 10 miles an hour here. Okay. Take a look at our current conditions around the region here. 68 degrees in Boston, 71 in Salem. Beverly, Massachusetts, 65 in Gloucester, 72 in Bedford, 74 in Fitchburg, 70 in Worcester, it's 69 in Sturbridge, 67 in Norwood, 63 in Taunton, 60 in New Bedford, it's 66 in Plymouth, 63 in Falmouth, 68 in Chatham, 59 in Provincetown, 60 in Cape Cod Bay, 58 in Martha's Vineyard. It is 63 in Montauk, 67 in Islip, 65 in New York City, 67 in Bridgeport and New Haven, 63 in Long Island, 72 in Denver, 68 in Waterbury, 70 in Meriden and in Hartford, 71 in Windsor, Connecticut, 72 in Springfield and Athol, 73 in Pittsfield, 76 in Northampton, Massachusetts, 79 in Albany, New York, 77 in Silver Springs, 72 in Rutland, Vermont, 78 in Bennington, Vermont, it's 68 in Bradford, Vermont, 71 in Keenan, Jefferson, Hampshire, 74 in Nashville, Hampshire, 72 in Manchester, Hampshire, 73 in Nashville, 73 in Portsmouth, Hampshire, it's 74 in Concord, Hampshire, 64 in La Corner, Hampshire, 65 in Lebanon, New Hampshire, and 64 in Portland, Maine. Here. Alright, take a look at the service map around the country here on this Monday night. A cold front from west central Mexico stretching to western Texas, merged with a station front from the Texas Panhandle, stretching all the way up into Minnesota and up in the UP and Michigan, merged with a warm front from eastern Ontario, then after southwestern portion of Quebec, and a station front from Manitoba all the way up to North Ontario, and a merged with a cold front from Quebec, stretching up into eastern Newfoundland and Labrador. And a front line from south central Alberta down for western Idaho down for Nevada here. A front line up to Oregon and the north and central portions of California, and a front line from the Gulf of California here. A front line from central Texas down for eastern Oklahoma, and a front line from east central Montana down for Wyoming and down for western Nebraska, and a front line from south central Georgia down off the Florida Gulf Coast. 77 degrees out of Detroit, Michigan, and Washington, D.C. 76 in Chicago and Pittsburgh. 71 in Atlanta, it's 82 in Miami, Florida, it is. 83 in Brownsville, Texas, it's 62 in Dallas, Texas. 74 in Kansas City, 68 in Omaha, Nebraska. 72 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, it's 68 in Great Falls, Montana. 58 in Seattle, Washington. 59 in San Francisco, 64 in Los Angeles, it's 84 in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's 68 in Salt Lake City, Utah. 56 in Denver. 59 in Albuquerque, Mexico, and it's 80 degrees out of Phoenix, Arizona here. Alright, let's take a look at our radar situation here on this late Monday night. Shows some rain showers around the pulse there and points west and north. And stretching up to southeastern New Hampshire. And spotty rain showers around Amherst and around western Sturbridge around Stafford and Norfolk, Connecticut here. And zooming out, and it shows rain showers extending through Maine, northern New Hampshire, central and northern Vermont, and upstate New York. And this is a line of rain showers stretching from northern New England all the way up into southern western Quebec and in the northeastern portion of Ontario, and some spotty rain showers of west central New York State between Rochester and Buffalo, and some spotty rain showers of south central New York State. Rain showers around the southwestern corner of Ohio around the Cincinnati area, and a line of rain showers from east central portions of Tennessee, and showers and storms in the north central Georgia and of the northwestern portions of South Carolina here. And some spotty showers and storms around the Florida Gold Coast around West Palm Beach, and some spotty showers and storms from southwestern Georgia, down 75 for Tallahassee, down for Tampa, Florida, and around Sarasota here. And this is a line of showers and thunderstorms from central Texas and stretching east of Texas up into western Louisiana and straight up into Arkansas, western Missouri, up into Iowa, down for western and northeastern portions of Wisconsin, and a line of rain showers from northeastern Montana, northeastern Minnesota, all the way up to southwestern portions of Ontario, and a spotty rain showers around New Mexico, down for eastern Arizona, and a line of rain showers around up into the Rockies and stretching into Nevada and northeastern portions of California, and a line of clouds, rain showers around British Columbia, ran for Alberta, down for western and southern Saskatchewan, down for southwestern portions of Manitoba and spotty rain showers around the northeastern portions of North Dakota. And take a look at our satellite loop here that shows a line of clouds coming much to New England around the Maritimes, stretching up to Ontario, Quebec, and then stretching from Quebec down for Michigan, down for India, and line of clouds covering much to the south from part of the country, and some spotty clouds around Florida, and a line of clouds from Iowa, from the Plain States, down for the Mississippi Valley, down for eastern Texas here. And a line of clouds covering much to the Rockies, and stretching Nevada, down for California, and stretching about Idaho, western Montana, and line of clouds from Washington State up to British Columbia, and down for Alberta, up into Nova Saskatchewan, up into Manitoba. And a line of clouds from northern Minnesota here. Alright, let's take a look at our forecast discussion around the region here. Warm and muggy conditions start to build, and along with an increase in chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout the end of the week. The threat for scattered showers and thunderstorms will increase from the late Wednesday, Thursday, and again over the upcoming weekend here. In near-term forecast, 10 p.m. update. Warm front is pushed front much air. However, a few echoes are developing along the front edge. It's still lingering near the region as temperature dew point spread is still pretty high. So expect just clouds and could see a sprinkle or two across Essex and Middlesex counties. Otherwise, increase the clouds cover will limit the temperatures dropping overnight. So have raised temperatures 3 degrees or 2. Here. And expect tomorrow's highs in the 80s with warm and humid conditions here. So I'm predicting a temperature range of around the New England region, 82 to 88 degrees here. And look at a futurecast radar here. But my best bet for showers and thunderstorms will be central and western Massachusetts and north and west of Boston here, and up in northern New England there. Alright, 7-day forecast. It goes like this here for tonight. Overnight hours of tonight, we're going to see some mostly clouds low about 61 degrees, southwest wind about 10 miles an hour. Tuesday, mostly clouds high about 82 degrees, southwest wind about 11 to 14 miles an hour here. For Tuesday, areas of fog after 3 a.m. otherwise. Clouds low about 59 degrees, southwest wind about 7 to 13 miles an hour here. For Wednesday, areas of fog before 9 a.m. otherwise. Clouds high about 79 degrees, southwest wind about 10 to 17 miles an hour here. For Wednesday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms may after 1 a.m. Areas of fog after 2 a.m. otherwise. Most clouds low about 61 degrees, southwest wind about 9 to 15 miles an hour. Chance of precipitation is 30%. Thursday, chance of showers and thunderstorms, areas of fog before 8 a.m. after 5 a.m. otherwise. Most clouds but I about say I know about 61 degrees. Chance of precipitation is 30%. Friday, part says clouds, but areas of fog after 5 a.m. otherwise. Part said of most clouds about 80 low about 60 degrees. For Saturday, part says clouds with chance of showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. High about 81 low about 60 degrees. And chance of precipitation is 40%. For Sunday, chance of showers. Most clouds about 73 low about 51 degrees. Chance of precipitation is 40%. And for Monday, chance of showers. Most clouds about 69 degrees. And chance of precipitation is 30%. Pitter's weather phrase of the night. A warm and humid day and tap for tomorrow. Peter Cheladusov is out 11-12 on this late Monday night here in town now for Sports Rally on this Monday night. And the Boston Red Sox, after going 3 for 3 in the latest road trip, travel up to the Twin Cities of Minneapolis St. Paul as they square off against the Minnesota Twins in the first of a 3-game series. And the Twins got off to a good start in the bottom of first inning here, as Joe Mauer out in the sacrifice the center field of Book Betts and Brian Dozier scores 1-0 in the favor of the Twins. And then in the bottom of the second inning here, Eduardo Nunez doubles on a grab ball to left fielder Hadley Ramirez, and Eduardo Escobar scores. And Eduardo Nunez in a third of the throw, 2-0 in favor of the Twins. And then Eddie Rosario skill goes on the line drive to right fielder Taylor Navidad scores. Nunez in a 3-0 Twins, and then Troy Hunter grabs out softly and shortstop and Soto Ballgard to first base for Mike Napoli, and as Eddie Rosario scores was 4-0 in favor of the Twins. And then Trevor Pluffy homers on the line drive to left field that scores Pluffy. Aaron Hicks and Joe Bauer scores, and it was 7-0 in favor of the Twins. But then in the top of the third, the Red Sox made things a little interesting as David Ortiz grabs out to the first baseman Joe Bauer that scores. Blake Stroup scores, and Dustin Pedroia the third makes it 7-1 Twins. And then Hanley Ramirez singles on the line drive right fielder Troy Hunter and Dustin Pedroia scores, and that was not enough as the Boston Red Sox fall to the Minnesota Twins 7-2 as they improve their record to as they fall to 21-24 this season here. As Ricky Hoscott got the win to go to 5-1 this season, while Joe Kelly was sad over the loss, goes to 1-4 this season as 8 hits given up, 7 runs, 1.3 hits pitch, and strikeout 0. Sox and the Twins go at it tomorrow night at 8:10 p.m. up in the Twin Cities as Clay Buckles around the Red Sox wall. Mike Pelfrey and a man for the Twins. Alright, other scores around the major leagues here. Los Angeles Angels are leading the San Diego Padres 3-0 at the top of the 7th inning out in Anaheim. New York Yankees thrashed the Kansas City Royals 14-1. Colorado Rockies edge out the Cincinnati Reds 5-4. New York Mets over the Philadelphia Phillies 6-3. Baltimore Orioles edge out the Houston Astros 4-3. San Francisco Giants over the Milwaukee Brewers 8-4. Washington Nationals over the Chicago Cubs 2-1. Oakland Athletics plate the Detroit Tigers 4-0. Texas Rangers over the Cleveland Indians 10-8. St. Louis Cardinals over the Arizona Diamondbacks and final today's 3-2. Pittsburgh Pirates over the Miami Marlins 4-2. Toronto Blue Jays shut out the Chicago White Sox 6-0. Seattle Mariners over the Tampa Bay Rays 4-1. And the Los Angeles Dodgers over the Atlanta Braves 6-3. All right. Take a look at the Western Conference Finals in game number 5 of that series out in Anaheim. It's the Anaheim Ducks leading the Chicago Blackhawks 3-2 with 15:45 left in the third period here. And in Houston here, Golden State Warriors have a 3 games in unlead and looking to sweep the Rockets. But Rockets won't go down with that fight as now they are leading the Golden State Warriors 104-95 as James Harden's got 3 points so far for the Rockets here. Alright, take a look at some sports news here and that's Monday night. The Chicago Bears released defensive lineman Ray McDonald after he was arrested Monday in California on a domestic violence charge, latest in a string of run-ins that have tested boundaries in the NFL. In Houston, after a scary fall, Golden State Warriors guard Stephen Curry suffered a head injury contusion in the first half of game number 4 of the Western Conference semifinals. With the way he's played this year, it's highly likely that Tristan Thompson would leave the Cavaliers. Now with LeBron James singing his praises, Thompson is bound to cash in during the offseason. Cleveland, Randy Bennett, signed and left Monday as he considered a radical storm that had been circling his former player, Matthew Dellavedova. In Paris, in the fading light of Monday evening, a rare flash of positivity from Sloane Stevens shone across Susan Lungencourt as she upset Venus Williams. There are some questions about the New York Rangers. One, can it? Baltimore Orioles left-hander Brian Bettis was suspended for 8 games by Major League Baseball on Monday for having a foreign substance on his arm during a game in Miami. Jamie Lloyd made it to the NCAA quarterfinals as a freshman. A year later, she is North Carolina's first singles tennis champion. 2 people familiar with the situation told the Associated Press that Tom Brady's appeal for his 4-game suspension was real, and the play football schedule will be heard by Wednesday by a 10-day deadline. Waco, Texas Ryan Shane already shared one NCAA championship as part of Virginia's team men's title. In tennis, the hard-hitting Judith did rally for an individual trophy as well. And that's going to be it for Sports Management on this late Monday night. May 25th, 2015, that's me for the Peter Show 11 o'clock news of this. Monday night, Pierce, I hope you have a good night with a good positive to see you tomorrow morning with a morning report. Good night, see you tomorrow morning.